In this podcast episode, Nigel Farage discusses his views on various political and social issues. Farage describes himself as an extremist and a radical, known for his strong stance on self-government, democratic rule, and the importance of national borders. He believes that the power of big corporations is hindering individual entrepreneurship and that illegal immigration poses a threat to society. Farage reflects on his career in politics, particularly his role in the Brexit movement. He acknowledges that he has faced criticism and backlash for challenging the establishment view on the European Union. Despite being labeled as racist and extreme, Farage remains steadfast in his beliefs and is unapologetic about his confrontational style. Farage also touches on the topic of social media and its impact on politics. He credits platforms like YouTube for helping him reach a wider audience and connect with young people. He emphasizes the importance of humor in delivering political messages and believes that social media can be a powerful tool for engaging with voters. Farage criticizes the current electoral system in the UK, calling for electoral reform and a move towards a more proportional representation. He advocates for greater accountability in government decisions and suggests that citizens should have the right to call for referendums on important issues. The conversation delves into the concept of puppet masters, the idea that behind-the-scenes individuals hold the real power in decision-making rather than elected officials. Farage acknowledges the influence of globalism and nationalism in shaping political discourse and emphasizes the need for direct accountability in governance. He continues by reflecting on Brexit, stating that it was the right decision for the UK as it allowed the country to regain control over its decision-making process. Farage believes that Brexit has made the UK stand taller in the world and has given the country the ability to manage its own affairs. However, he criticizes the current government for failing to deliver on key promises related to immigration control, leading to record numbers of people entering the country. Farage expresses concerns about the rising population in the UK, largely driven by immigration. He highlights the impact of population growth on various aspects of society, such as healthcare, housing, and infrastructure. He argues that the exploding population is putting a strain on resources and affecting the quality of life for many, especially the younger generation. He emphasizes the need for better control over immigration to ensure that the country can sustainably manage its population growth. Farage advocates for a points-based immigration system similar to Australia's, where skilled workers are prioritized. He believes that immigration can be beneficial for the country, but stresses the importance of controlling the influx of unskilled migrants. He argues that the current system is unsustainable and calls for a more rational approach to immigration policy. Farage discusses the importance of democracy and how it serves as a safeguard against violence and instability. He highlights the need for people to believe in the democratic process and to respect the outcomes of elections, even if they do not align with their preferences. He warns against undermining democracy as it could lead to social unrest and conflict. Farage also touches on the value of traditional values such as family, community, and national identity. He criticizes the trend of prioritizing diversity over meritocracy, arguing that individuals should be judged based on their abilities and character rather than their background or identity. He expresses concern about the erosion of traditional values and the emphasis on identity politics in society. Farage discusses the issue of diversity and equality, noting that while diversity can be beneficial, it should not come at the expense of meritocracy. He criticizes the practice of hiring individuals based on quotas rather than merit, arguing that it undermines the principles of fairness and equality. He emphasizes the importance of treating everyone as human beings and judging them based on their behavior rather than their background. Farage acknowledges the cultural differences that exist within society, but stresses the need for a colorblind approach to ensure equal opportunities for all individuals. He warns against the division and resentment that can arise from prioritizing identity politics over meritocracy, particularly in the context of class divisions in the UK. In discussing the future of the UK, Farage expresses optimism about the younger generation's potential to bring about positive change. He notes that young people are increasingly recognizing the flaws in current societal trends and are showing a willingness to challenge them. He believes that there is hope for turning things around, but emphasizes the need for engagement and active participation in shaping the country's future. Regarding his own role in the future of the UK, Farage remains uncertain about whether he will return to politics or continue as a commentator and broadcaster. He acknowledges the challenges of being a third-party candidate in the UK's political system, but leaves open the possibility of re-entering the political arena to bring about change. Farage discusses his friendship with former U.S. President Donald Trump, highlighting Trump's larger-than-life personality, charm, and ability to connect with people. He refrains from divulging personal details about Trump, emphasizing the importance of discretion in their relationship. Farage credits his speeches in the European Parliament for catching Trump's attention and sparking their friendship. The conversation shifts to Farage's participation in the reality TV show I'm a Celebrity, Get Me Out of Here. He describes the physical and mental challenges he faced during his time on the show, noting that it was a tough but rewarding experience. He acknowledges the opportunity to reach a younger audience and humanize his public image through the show. Farage addresses the perception of politicians and money, debunking the myth that all politicians are wealthy. He explains that while some politicians come from affluent backgrounds, many struggle financially, especially when raising a family on an MP's salary. He also touches on the lifestyle perks that come with political positions, such as chauffeured cars and receptions, which provide a millionaire's lifestyle without the corresponding income. The discussion delves into the motivations behind entering politics, with Farage categorizing politicians into two groups: those who seek status and those who aim to make a difference. He suggests that most politicians fall into the former category, prioritizing re-election and maintaining the status quo over taking risks or making meaningful change. He advocates for more conviction politicians who are driven by a desire to enact positive change rather than simply seeking personal gain. As the podcast nears its conclusion, Farage reflects on the significance of achieving success. He recalls the momentous morning of June 24, 2016, when the British people voted for Brexit, defying global predictions and establishment expectations. He shares a poignant moment with his child, who acknowledges the sacrifices made for his political career and affirms that it was all worth it in the end.